Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Spopovich and Yamu attacked, armed with a mysterious device that drained Gohan of his energy.
Hey, that was easier than we thought.
Shin, now revealed to be the Supreme Kai himself, flew from the arena in pursuit of Gohan's assailants. The Z-Fighters also took to the skies, where they learned the true nature of the danger they rushed to face.
I'm glad you decided to come, and thank you. Without all of your help, I would not be able to defeat them.
You need us to beat those two?
No, it's not Spopovich and Yamu that concern me. It's the wizard that controls them.
Back on the stadium floor, Kibito used his powers to restore Gohan's energy. Gohan may be back in fighting shape, but will he be ready to meet a powerful new enemy? Today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z. After stealing Gohan's energy during the World Martial Arts Tournament, Spopovich and Yamu rushed off to deliver the prize to their master. But they were followed.
We did it! Babidi should be pleased.
Not being ones to back down from a challenge, Goku and the rest of the Z-Fighters joined the Supreme Kai in pursuit of the thieves. Although on the lookout for danger, none of them were prepared for the surprise that awaited them at Babidi's compound.
It's Dabura!
What is he doing here?
But the appearance of Dabura, king of the demon world, merely foreshadowed the horror to come.
I have no more use for you.
With an army of ruthless minions aiding him in his quest, Babidi's dreams of releasing Majin Buu upon the Earth may actually be fulfilled. But it seems the wizard has failed to consider the arrival of some unexpected guest, determined to thwart his doomsday plot. Or has he? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z.
He knows that we're here!
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Z-Warriors discovered the hiding place of the wizard Babidi's spaceship. Dabura, king of the demon world, welcomed them by blasting the Supreme Kai's sidekick Kibito to smithereens. But he didn't stop there. He had more than a mouthful for anyone that got in his way. Dabura turned Piccolo and Krillin to stone, but there was no time for the good guys to ponder the fate of their concrete comrades. They decided to launch a full-on assault against the wicked wizard and headed into the heart of Babidi's ship. With 3 of the Earth's most powerful fighters falling right into his hands, Babidi is now confident he can resurrect the monster Majin Buu ahead of schedule.
I'd be shocked if any one of them had a brain.
Yeah, strapped so easily.
Majin Buu lies dormant in his shell, waiting to be released so that he can wreak havoc on planet Earth. All he needs is enough power to break the spell that binds him. Babidi knows that if he can drain Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta of their power, it will be more than enough to free Majin Buu. So he's used his magic to manipulate a fierce force of warriors into fighting for him. And now, Vegeta must face the first fighter, the powerful Pui Pui.
Welcome, fellow warriors. You've arrived at stage 1. Master Babidi is at the bottom level of this ship. We are currently on the top level, also known as stage 1. And there's no way of getting down to him unless you beat the warrior that appears at each stage.
Babidi has cleverly designed his ship to absorb the power of the fighters. There are 3 stages that the Z-Warriors must pass if they want to get to the wizard. But at each level, a new and more powerful foe waits for them. Can the good guys get Babidi before he gets them first? Today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the evil wizard Babidi was busy monitoring the progress of Majin Buu, the malevolent monster he plans to unleash upon the Earth. Once enough energy is collected, the creature will be hatched to destroy the planet. But Babidi didn't count on the Z Warriors dropping in and spoiling his fiendish fun. Goku and Gohan, along with Vegeta and the Supreme Kai, fought their way into Babidi's spacecraft. Now they must battle their way through the multi-leveled ship to get to the wizard. But on each new level, they must face one of Babidi's fearsome fighters. It's not going to be easy. Babidi is watching their every move and gives his warriors the advantage by casting spells from deep inside his fortress. His dirtiest trick by far was changing level 1 of his ship into the home planet of the warrior Pui Pui. But that didn't stop the awesome power of Vegeta. He easily defeated his hapless opponent with a quick blast of Super Saiyan strength. And with level 2 open, the good guys were ready to face their next challenger.
So, I wonder who's behind that door there. Hope he's tough.
Goku doesn't know what he's in for. He's about to face the vicious Yacon. Can Goku get the gang to the next level? Or is he about to become lunch for a monster with an appetite for Super Saiyan? Previously on Dragon Ball Z. Hidden deep underground, the sleeping Majin Buu was closely monitored by Babidi and the Demon King Dabura. Their goal, to collect enough energy to free the monster from his cocoon and unleash him upon the unsuspecting Earth. Krillin and Piccolo learned the hard way just how dangerous Babidi could be, but that didn't scare Goku. He led Gohan, Vegeta, and the Supreme Kai boldly into Babidi's spacecraft, but the evil wizard had stocked his ship with warriors waiting on each level to do them in. Using his Super Saiyan strength, Vegeta made short work of Pui Pui, the fighter guarding Stage 1 of Babidi's spaceship. But Stage 2 would prove much more difficult. Standing in Goku's way was the monster Yacon, a beast with a sweet tooth for light, who found the energy of the Super Saiyan extra tasty. Yacon planned to make a meal out of Goku, but he bit off more than he could chew, and that caused the gluttonous ghoul to burst at the seams. Once the smoke cleared, Goku and his friends would be free to advance to Stage 3, a proposition which made Babidi rather nervous.
By then, who will protect me?
For Stage 3, I will be the warrior they must battle. I am Dabura. I am the Demon King, and you will have my word that I will fill Majin Buu with their energy when I destroy every one of them.
Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Babidi and Dabura took a major step toward reviving the terrible Majin Buu. But when the wizard realized he still had only half the pure energy he needed to awaken his sleeping monster, he sent his henchmen to gather the rest. Unfortunately, this would prove to be a difficult task indeed, something Pui Pui found out the hard way. And when the light-eating monster Yacon tried to rob Goku of his Super Saiyan power, Goku gave the beast a little more than he bargained for.
Dabura, who will protect me?
I will be the warrior they must battle.
With Goku and the gang getting closer, Babidi's back is to the wall. Fortunately for him, he's still got Dabura on his side. The Demon King has retired to his meditation chamber to increase his fierce fighting spirit.
Good. Soon he'll be ready to go crush the 3 intruders. I can hardly wait.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the planet, the Battle Royale continues. 5 fighters. No, make that 3. 3 fighters locked in an all-out battle for the tournament title. The last one standing will be named the #1 under the sun. Trunks and Goten, posing as the mysterious Mighty Mask, have their hands and feet busy trying to block the furious fist of Krillin's wife, number 18. It's a ferocious fight, and whoever wins will go on to face Mr. Satan. Will this be the day that Mr. Satan is exposed for the fraud he really is? Stay tuned and find out. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Goku and the others entered an underground spaceship in a bid to foil the wizard Babidi's plans to revive Majin Buu, an evil being of immeasurable power. After surviving the first two stages of the battle, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan were awaiting the commencement of Stage 3, while their opponent, Dabura, was making his own preparations for the showdown. Known as the King of the Demon World, no mortal has ever survived a fight with Dabura. And once fully energized, this fearsome champion of darkness was ready to wreak havoc on Goku and the others as their next opponent. Meanwhile, back at the World Martial Arts Tournament, an epic struggle was taking place between number 18 and Mighty Mask as they duked it out in a righteous rumble. The battle was evenly matched until 18 launched an attack that had Mighty Mask coming apart at the seams.
Hey, look! Is that Goten?
Goten and Trunks decided to continue fighting after the split, but the word from the judge's chair was no! And the two delinquent members of Mighty Mask were disqualified. Now, only two competitors remain. Will 18 become the first female world champion in the history of the tournament? Or will Mr. Satan manage to hold on to his title for another year? Stay tuned to find out. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Mr. Satan and number 18 went one-on-one to see who would be crowned the new world champion. Mr. Satan was wishing that he had wings until 18 made him a surprising offer. In exchange for 20 million zenny, 18 agreed to take a dive and let Mr. Satan win the title, even though she was clearly the superior fighter.
Sister, and you really think you have what it takes to tame the king of the jungle?
With his victory secured, Mr. Satan was once again at his boastful best.
Coming at you, sweetheart. No more fooling around. Feel my true power!
For 18, Mr. Satan's Megaton Punch was child's play, but her own greed had her on the ground and out of the match. The contest was over.
10 years of practicing every day, it finally
The crowd was delighted to again see their hero take home the title. But even as the World Martial Arts Tournament drew to a close, elsewhere, another test of strength was about to begin.
It's Dabura!
Babidi has sent the King of the Demon World to face the Z-Warriors at Stage 3.
You must face me, which means none of you will progress any further.
There can be no taking a dive in this match. In this contest, money means nothing. Survival is everything. And Gohan is intent on doing just that. Staying alive in a fight against Dabura is something that no mortal has ever managed to do before. Then again, Dabura has never faced a mortal quite like Gohan. It's good versus the King of Evil, today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Stage 3 was in full swing as Super Saiyan Gohan matched strength and wits with Dabura, Lord of the Demon World.
What?
It was a brutal contest, fist to fist, blow for blow. Each warrior on a relentless quest for victory. A win for Gohan would mean the end of Babidi's plans to resurrect the evil Majin Buu. But does the young Super Saiyan have the power necessary to defeat the mighty Dabura? Vegeta didn't think so. But Gohan wasn't about to give up, even though the odds seemed decidedly against him. But just as fast as Babidi could say, the fight was over. After perceiving the latent evil in Vegeta's heart, the cunning Dabura immediately formulated a new strategy. To bring Vegeta over to the dark side and let him do the dirty work. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta was attacked from within by Babidi's dark magic and by the hatred from his past.
Fight it, Vegeta! You must resist!
Discovering the evil thoughts still buried deep in Vegeta's heart, Babidi quickly manipulated them to his own advantage. All the bitterness, hurt, and anger that had ruled Vegeta long ago were brought to the surface. It consumed him and put him under Babidi's control. Once finished, the wizard took no time in putting his new slave to the test, cruelly transporting the Z-Fighters back to the World Tournament Arena, where Vegeta could attack his friends while endangering thousands of innocent lives, and at the same time gather energy for Majin Buu's revival. Vegeta fired a powerful energy blast that not even Goku could deflect. And as the Saiyan hero was thrown to the side, Vegeta's attack made a direct hit on the audience nearby. The Z-Fighters could only watch in horror as nothing but cinders remained. It was difficult to believe that this gruesome human catastrophe had been caused by one of their own.
Shame on you.
But despite Babidi's commands to destroy all the Z-Fighters, Vegeta wants only one thing. It has plagued his mind ever since the days of Frieza. But will his deepest desire at last be realized? The long-awaited fight against Goku? On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta was attacked from within by Babidi's dark magic, and by the hatred from his past.
Vegeta, you didn't. How sad. I didn't figure you were weak enough to be controlled.
All the bitterness, hurt, and anger that had ruled Vegeta long ago were brought to the surface. It consumed him and put him under Babidi's control. In a single devastating instant, it was clear the Dark Prince had returned. The evil that had been suppressed in Vegeta's heart for years was once again brought to life by Babidi's magic. There could be no negotiation. Vegeta was beyond reason, beyond logic. Only action would prevent him from causing any further harm. Realizing this, Goku did the only thing he could.
Babidi! Transport us to a place away from people! If you give me that, then I will fight Vegeta.
Goku was playing right into Babidi's hands, but not even the protest of the Supreme Kai could dissuade him from his course of action. Left with no other option, the Supreme Kai and Gohan descended into Babidi's ship in the hopes of destroying Majin Buu before he could be returned to full power. All of the energy lost by Goku in the coming struggle will be absorbed by the sleeping monster, and there's sure to be plenty of it. Vegeta isn't taking this fight lightly.
You see? This is our fate, our battle.
The Super Saiyan Showdown is about to begin today on Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta made an explosive return to the tournament arena. The hatred in his heart reawakened by Babidi's magic, the Saiyan Prince had become a servant to the forces of evil.
Babidi! Transport us to a place away from these people. If you give me that, then I will fight Vegeta.
Babidi willingly granted Goku's request and zapped the Z-Fighters from the stadium floor. Now, miles from civilization, the two Super Saiyans are free to fight without restraint, which is just what the wizard wants. For every blow they land is a boost for Majin Buu. Unless Gohan and the Supreme Kai act quickly, Buu will soon have the energy he needs to emerge from his cocoon.
I've never sensed anything like this. So cold and empty.
Welcome, friends. I'm glad you could join us.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, energy clashed against energy in the remote fighting ground where Goku and Vegeta continued their duel. A battle that had brewed in the Saiyan Prince for nearly a decade.
Vegeta, I don't understand. You've never allowed anyone to help you before in your life. Why start now? Why Babidi?
And Vegeta revealed he'd intentionally fallen under Babidi's spell, just to gain more strength.
I was the perfect warrior, cold and ruthless. I lived by my strength alone, uninhibited by foolish emotion.
And So the struggle wages forward, with Vegeta's rampage of hate perhaps too strong for even Goku to stop. But the fight between the Saiyans has left unexpected consequences. Absorbing the enormous energy that Goku had lost in his fight, the seal around Buu was finally broken. And unless Gohan can act quickly, the Supreme Kai's careful plan will end in failure.
It's really happening! Majin Buu is at full power!
Because now, the magic creature that nearly destroyed the universe centuries ago is ready for a second try. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the efforts of Gohan and the Supreme Kai to destroy the ball encasing Majin Buu proved useless. And the magic creature that had lain dormant since humankind's infancy was unleashed. Both sides were perplexed when nothing appeared from the ball but a barren cloud of smoke. Sighs of relief were short-lived, however, as the spiraling cloud soon took the shape of the bizarre Majin Buu. Make that very, very bizarre. Pudgy, pink, and with a wide grin that seemed incapable of leaving his face, it was easy to doubt Buu's label as the single greatest threat to the universe. But despite doubts from Gohan and the others, the horrified Supreme Kai was certain this was the Buu of the past.
Yes, that's Babidi's creation without a doubt. I could never forget that disgusting creature's face.
Long ago, Majin Buu was responsible for the destruction of entire galaxies. But what is the extent of his power now? Could a creature so simple-minded and childish really pose a threat to the battle-hardened Z fighters? Gohan stands ready to face this new threat, while Dabura and Babidi, after their long struggle to resurrect a creature they'd never seen, remain speechless at its curious result. Is it possible that Buu's strength has weakened during his centuries in captivity? Has he become outdated in his time away? Or is there still some unknown horror hiding behind that smile? Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm getting a terrible feeling.
The Supreme Kai's fears were realized when the seal around Majin Buu was broken and the doomsday creature from the past materialized into life from a strange cloud of smoke. To Gohan, Buu seemed harmless with his childlike behavior, but the Supreme Kai knew better, and any doubts about Buu's powers were soon squashed when he attacked the taunting Dabura. The powerful king of demons had insulted Buu, unimpressed by this new arrival. And with the greatest of ease, Buu gave Dabura a one-way ticket into a distant cliff wall.
Did you see the way he bounced?
Rather than be upset about losing his right-hand man, Babidi was ecstatic. To this creature without loyalties, it was merely a changing of the guard. With Majin Buu's terrible strength confirmed, Gohan and the Supreme Kai made a desperate escape, for they had become Buu's next target. The chase began, and Gohan was confident he would buy them time to regroup, but Buu displayed another of his talents, unmatchable speed. And with one mighty hit, Gohan was out. Meanwhile, it seemed Goku had convinced Vegeta to postpone their fight and stop Majin Buu. But the Saiyan Prince preyed once again on Goku's trust. Vowing to destroy Buu without any help, he has knocked Goku unconscious and taken the last Sensu being. But the immediate concern is this: the Supreme Kai is alone and must face his greatest fear. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Supreme Kai met the titanic terror Majin Buu, and even a lethal blast of his mental energy couldn't put a dent in the barbaric blob. In the blink of an eye, Majin Buu sent the Supreme Kai sailing, Then he landed on the little guy's back with a boom. Luckily, Gohan jumped in, but his rescue was cut short when he took a full-force hit head-on. The overweight ogre didn't walk away without a scratch, however. Much to the surprise of Babidi, Dabura turned on Majin Buu.
Have you gone insane?
Don't be such a fool. This Majin Buu creature is far too powerful to be kept under your control for long. What?
Now, new plan. Now I eat you.
Babidi's pet monster has a real appetite for evil, and he's just put Dabura at the top of the menu. Can the Demon King survive a tangle with the voracious villain Majin Buu? Previously on Dragon Ball Z, the tables were turned on the Demon King Dabura. With the monster Majin Buu at his bidding, Babidi no longer had need for his former right-hand man, and the evil wizard was most eager to see his new pet cause some delicious destruction. Quick to recognize Boo's awesome potential, Dabura was determined to put a stop to the seemingly simple-minded creature before he became too powerful for Babidi to control. But even his mightiest efforts proved to be in vain. A flick of Majin Buu's pink antenna revealed one of the monster's most uncanny abilities. In an electrifying display of power, Dabura was reduced to a harmless foodstuff. And Buu made good on his promise to devour the king of the demon world. Once again, Majin Buu enjoyed the taste of victory. But his delight would not last long. In a fiery blast that sent Babidi reeling, another fighter arrived on the battlefield, ready to challenge the bloated beast. When the smoke cleared, the wizard was shocked to find his spaceship in ruins, and the man responsible, Vegeta. Yes, for what this terrifying creature has done to Gohan and the others, Vegeta has sworn revenge. And with Babidi's magic augmenting his already incredible Super Saiyan strength, it seems nothing will stop him from having it. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta unleashed the full force of his Super Saiyan powers on the monster Majin Buu. He scored a hole-in-one by sending a searing blast of energy right through the belly of the bloated beast. But Majin Buu wasn't down for long. He was eager to fill that empty spot with a Super Saiyan sandwich. And once this monster's little mind is made up, there's no stopping him. Big power. Majin Buu's amazing demonstration of power put a canyon-sized crater in the earth. It was then Vegeta realized that a tangle with this half-witted horror would not only be dangerous, it could be lethal.
How can I beat him if he's able to regenerate himself after every attack? Darn it!
You no fun! You go bye-bye! 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 Bye-bye!
With Vegeta on the run, Majin Buu used his own body to trap the Super Saiyan, and then dropped from the sky like a 10-ton brick. As his father took the beating of his life, Trunks could barely contain his anger as he watched from the sidelines.
There you are, Trunks. We don't want to lose you too. There's nothing you can do now.
Vegeta's only chance of survival lies in Trunks' hands. Can Trunks save Vegeta, or will Majin Buu turn the two Super Saiyans into his very own father-son picnic? On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta let down his defenses during his life and death struggle with Majin Buu and displayed his affection for his son. The cold exterior had been melted away by the love within.
You've made me proud, my son.
What did you do to him? Why'd you do that?
But it didn't take long for Vegeta to show the more practical side of his love for Trunks and Goten. With an adversary like Majin Buu on the horizon, Vegeta didn't need any distractions. He was planning on going all the way, and he didn't want to take the well-meaning youngsters with him. Vegeta knew that this fight was to the death.
You are a fool! I'm going to crush you and throw you into the wind!
Huh?
Trunks, Bulma, I do this for you.
In an attempt to blow Buu to smithereens, Vegeta unleashed a horrible attack of unfathomable magnitude. But can the mighty prince survive the blast himself? On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta made a devastating attack that blew the seemingly invincible Majin Buu to smithereens. It was an attack that left the Saiyan Prince without any life force of his own. The once cold-hearted Vegeta had made the ultimate sacrifice, extinguishing his own life in an attempt to rid the Earth of the evil Majin Buu once and for all. The solitary warrior fell to a stony death, leaving nothing behind except the hope that Buu was finished, that the creature would trouble his family and friends no more. But when Piccolo arrived at the scene, he found that the elastic remnants of Majin Buu were far from dead. The Namek could only look on in horror at the amazing resurrection of the unstoppable Buu. In a bubblegum-like frenzy, the terrifying nemesis reformed into his original shape, fully rejuvenated. Not faring so well was the wicked Babidi, who angrily commanded Buu to use his powers to restore him back to full health. And the duo of darkness was back in action, ready to wreak havoc on the inhabitants of Earth once again.
Put our hand in this. There'll be no quick in for those scoundrels.
Elsewhere, deep in the forest, Gohan barely clings to life. But can anything prevent the young warrior from crossing through death's door? Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the fearsome duo of Babidi and Majin Buu took off, seeking revenge for Piccolo's failed attempt to end the Dark Wizard's life. Buu's penchant for annihilation caught even his master off guard. Yet the reckless destruction left in their wake is merely a sample of what the evil twosome has in store for the Z-Fighters, whose defenses have been severely thinned. With Vegeta dead and Gohan missing in action, it seemed the world's only hope for survival would be Piccolo and Krillin, at least until Goten and Trunks recover. But then Goku, after being knocked out by Vegeta, finally arose, along with the Z-Fighters' chances for victory. Unaware of recent events, Goku attempted to intuit the status of his teammates.
I can still sense Buu, but I can't sense Vegeta or Gohan either. This isn't good. How long was I out for? Too long. Something's happened. Something terrible. It feels like Piccolo and Krillin are back in action. They probably know what's going on. Gohan, I'm sorry I wasn't here for you.
Goku returned to the lookout in search of answers, much to the surprise of Piccolo and Krillin, who had all but given up hope of ever seeing their friend again. Reunited, they must now find some way to overpower the evil forces of Babidi and Majin Buu.
Hi.
He's real! He talks in everything!
Previously on Dragon Ball Z, a repentant Vegeta courageously gambled his own life to avenge the fallen Gohan. Unfortunately, even this bold, selfless act wasn't enough to put an end to the horrible Majin Buu. Vegeta crumbled, and the Z Fighters' hopes of victory were scattered to the wind. If a sacrifice of this magnitude ultimately proved futile, what chance could they have of defeating Babidi and his monster? What would our heroes try next?
Doesn't make much of a difference.
Is Babidi right to be so cocky? Is this odd creature under his control truly invincible? It wouldn't seem so, judging from his face. But Majin Buu has already shown the deceit of that innocent smile. Up at the lookout, even Goku doubted his ability to overcome the monstrous Buu. As evenly matched as they were in their last fight, if Vegeta couldn't stop Buu, how could he? But as the others soon learned, Goku mourned the loss of his fellow Saiyans for another reason.
We could have done a fusion!
Fusion? You mean a merger?
It's an ancient merger art that can be performed between two people of similar size and physical ability.
You want to try that again?
And as Goku explained this new method of fusion he learned in Otherworld, the Z Fighters came up with a most unusual idea. Making a fusion requires two warriors of equal size and strength, and the young Goten and Trunks seem to be a perfect match. A new strategy begins.
We can't ever give up hope, you guys.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Babidi set into motion another one of his sinister schemes. The wizard's plan? To draw Piccolo, Trunks, and Goten out of hiding and feed him to the monster Majin Buu. But to draw them out, he would first need some bait. Babidi's command, Majin Buu used his power to turn the unsuspecting citizens of an entire city into candy. Then, like a vile vacuum cleaner, he devoured the population in a single gruesome gulp. How much more of this horror can our heroes bear to witness before they are forced out of hiding? And how many more victims will Buu have to devour before he satisfies his evil appetite? You'll have to watch to find out.
Please be courteous and remember that silence is golden, okay?
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, after a lengthy rest, Goten and Trunks awoke to some strange new surroundings, unaware that Piccolo had carried them to the lookout for safekeeping.
This place is huge.
Meanwhile, the loss of Gohan and Vegeta weighed heavily on the remaining Z Fighters' minds. Little could they know, far away on the Supreme Kai's planet, a glimmer of hope still remained.
Kibito, revive Gohan with your power.
Whoa, what the?
Gohan has been revived. The injuries he sustained from Majin Buu have been healed. But for what purpose has he been transported to the world of the Kais?
I brought Gohan here to get the Z-Sword. It's the only way that Majin Buu can be defeated now.
Sheathed in stone, atop a pillar of rock, the Z-Sword has lain dormant for untold centuries, waiting for the arrival of a warrior strong enough to harness its hidden power. Many have tried, but so far none have succeeded in pulling it free.
Now try to pull it out.
Is Gohan strong enough to remove the Z-Sword from its resting place? And if he is, will this legendary weapon really give him the edge he needs to beat Majin Buu? There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned for Dragon Ball Z! Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Gohan summoned all of his strength to remove the legendary Z-Sword from its sacred resting place. If what Kibito and the Supreme Kai say is true, this mythical weapon may give Gohan the power he needs to defeat Majin Buu. Meanwhile, the pudgy pink monster prepared himself a feast of unsuspecting victims. In an instant, another city's population was transformed into thousands of tasty treats. And this is still only the beginning. Buu will have to devour far more before his hunger for destruction is satisfied. The entire globe is in danger of being gobbled up, but all hope is not lost.
So the two of you should start practicing fusion.
Goten and Trunks are ready to begin learning the fusion technique. And with Gohan in training worlds away, a hero may soon emerge to defeat Majin Buu. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, ready to do their part to stop Majin Buu, Trunks and Goten charged up their Super Saiyan powers for their first lesson in the fusion technique.
Good. Now raise it to your maximums.
Elsewhere, the wizard Babidi managed to uncover some valuable information and paused his spree of destruction just long enough to make a very important announcement.
Attention, Earthlings, attention! So sorry to bother you once again. Trunks, I am very eager to meet you, and I suppose that if I can't get you to come to me, then I'll just have to come to where you live. It's a place called Capsule Corporation, and it's located in West City. I hope that you're there to greet me when I arrive, because if you're not, then your family and friends will have to pay the price.
Goku, if we let Majin Buu get to West City and destroy it, then he'll destroy the Dragon Radar.
In light of this new crisis, Goku sent Trunks on a mission to find the Dragon Radar. Meanwhile, he would try to slow down Babidi and Buu by himself.
Yeah, but you let me worry about them. I'll be all right. Hi.
Majin Buu was more than pleased by Goku's arrival, eager to face a new and interesting challenge. And that's exactly what Goku was prepared to give him. Unless Goku can buy Trunks enough time to retrieve the Dragon Radar, all hope of repairing Majin Buu's damage to the Earth will be lost. But in order to keep this bizarre monster occupied, Goku may need to use some unconventional tactics.
I'm guessing an Ascended Saiyan isn't much of a challenge for you, so how about I take it up to the next level?
Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Babidi and Majin Buu set their wicked sights on West City and forced Goku to put his plans for fusion training on hold.
Listen, if we let Majin Buu get to the West City and destroy it, then he'll destroy the Dragon Radar, Goku.
Yeah, that does pose a problem. Trunks, listen up. I need you to go to Capsule Corp and bring back the radar. While you do that, I'll get in front of Babidi and Majin Buu and try to slow them down.
Are you sure about that? Those guys are pretty tough, you know. They're going to want to fight back.
Yeah, but you let me worry about them. I'll be okay. Now, hurry up before they get ahead of you.
With not a moment to spare, Trunks raced toward Capsule Corps at Super Saiyan speed, while Goku put the brakes on his adversary's advance.
Hi.
Goku didn't waste any time.
Here we go!
The mighty warrior quickly gathered his strength to give Majin Buu and Babidi a lesson in power they would not soon forget.
And this is what is known as a Super Saiyan that has ascended beyond a Super Saiyan.
But the demonstration didn't end there.
This.
With a deafening roar, Goku concentrated his energy for the transformation of his life, tapping into hidden depths of his Saiyan powers that had long lain dormant. The end result of this spectacular transformation, Goku had ascended once again, achieving an unprecedented new level of power, Super Saiyan 3. With his newly energized strength and speed, Goku launched a dizzying attack that reduced Majin Buu to a pudgy pink punching bag. But after every blow the Saiyan delivered, Buu bounced back for more. How much longer can Goku hold off this seemingly unstoppable monster? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Goku transformed himself into a Super Saiyan 3, stunning his opponents, the evil wizard Babidi and his forceful henchman Majin Buu, with his uncanny strength and ability. It seemed as though the monster had finally met his match in the form of the Super Saiyan 3. But even at this intense power level, Goku could not topple Majin Buu. Although, for the time being, absolute victory was not Goku's goal.
What's taking Trunks so long? I can't go on fighting like this forever. My energy's draining fast, and Majin Buu just keeps coming back for more.
The Saiyan just needed to stall Majin Buu while Trunks searched for his mother's dragon radar.
Hey, here it is, I found it! Well, that's just wonderful, Trunks. Now we all have time for a relaxing lunch. What is it with you and food? Gotta go, love ya!
There he is. Good. He's on his way back to the lookout. He must have finally found the dragon radar. I guess it's time to wrap up my business here so I can head back too.
With Goku's task complete, he powered down to his normal state and bid adieu to Babidi and Majin Buu.
See ya!
Don't just stand there floating. Get your doughy pink body moving and find him right now!
But Majin Buu had had enough of being bossed around and abused by Babidi. The time had come for a mutiny.
You teach me lots of good things. But Boo think it's time Babidi go. Bye, bye, bye.
Now, there's a new master of evil on the loose, and he's angry.
Bye, bye.
Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Majin Buu realized that he no longer needed any guidance from his master Babidi, and decided, much to Babidi's dismay, that the evil wizard was expendable. Suddenly free, with no one to put a damper on his fun, Majin Buu celebrated his newfound independence the only way he knew how, with massive destruction. Back at the lookout, Goku learned that because he had used the energy-draining Super Saiyan 3 to stall Majin Buu, he had even less time remaining on Earth than he thought.
30 minutes? Ah! Is that all the time I've got?
Determined to make the most of every last second, Goku started training Goten and Trunks in the art of fusion. Only by mastering this technique can the boys hope to defeat Majin Buu once Goku has returned to the other world.
Each other with outstretched arms. John!
These complex moves will take time to perfect. Unfortunately, time is the one thing the Z Fighters absolutely don't have.
Very important.
This might be a bit tough.
Unite Boo House!
On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, the townfolk were going nowhere fast as they tried in vain to escape the evil clutches of Majin Buu.
Boo put you people to use!
It was a bad day for the helpless citizens who were transformed into giant lumps of clay. And what did the diabolical Buu intend to do with his great ball of humanity? Why, construct a dwelling, of course. The proud new neighbor was moving in. Meanwhile, in the safety of the lookout, Goku was teaching Trunks and Goten the fusion technique.
That's it. Oh, but Goten, your left arm is a little bit low.
A mastery of the fusion technique would allow Goten and Trunks to unite and become one super being. But before Goku could complete their training, it was time for him to depart and return to the other world.
Hey, there's nothing to be ashamed of, son. Goten, gonna take care of Mom for me?
Goku, you can't put it off any longer.
Gotcha.
And so Goku's magical day on Earth came to an end. It was a time of both joy and sorrow for his family and friends.
See you all sooner or later!
On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Majin Buu continued his random destruction of the cities of the Earth. With no greater motive than his own childish amusement, Buu had already annihilated 2/3 of the planet's population, and still counting. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Goku arrived at the check-in station.
Goku, I'm surprised that you're not going to cut in line, are you?
I sure am. But don't tell.
You crack me up.
So long!
Inside, a grumpy King Yema confirmed that Gohan had not checked in. He was alive.
Really? Woohoo! Yeah! He's not dead! Awesome! Woohoo!
Using instant transmission, Goku was able to find the special sanctuary where Supreme Kai was overseeing Gohan's training with the Z-Sword. It was a hair-raising arrival for Goku, but now that father and son have reunited, let the training begin!
Sure enough.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Gohan mastered the Z-Sword, and it was time to put the legendary blade to the test.
Here it comes!
And who better than Goku to deliver a solid block of Kachin ore, the hardest known metal in the universe? But tragedy struck, and the Z-Sword wasn't able to bear the strain of being handled by the mighty father-son duo. Impossible, but true. The greatest sword ever made was in pieces. But mystically emanating from the sword after being trapped inside of it for untold centuries was Old Kai, an ancient ancestor of Supreme Kai, who claimed to have the ability to awaken a person's sleeping powers. Right. And with gusto, he set out to do just that for Gohan. But will it really work? Meanwhile, Trunks and Goten had finally mastered the form for the fusion technique, and they were ready to turn the concept into reality. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Trunks and Goten completed their fusion training.
Jun, ha!
Yes, you're doing it! Stay with it! Whoa, it worked!
With their powers successfully combined, the fused warrior Gotenks was born, and against better judgment, he hastily set out to do battle with Majin Buu. Even with all of Gotenks' strength, the monster proved much too resilient for the young fighter to handle. And he was forced to return to his friends at the lookout.
Did you beat Majin Buu?
Defeated.
Not exactly. He's, a little tougher than I thought.
Gotenks wasn't the only one surprised by Majin Buu's power. The world's remaining military forces assembled in a desperate bid to bring the monster down, but to no avail. Armed with their mightiest weapons, their efforts served only to irritate the pudgy pink terror.
No! Run! He's going to attack!
With every passing hour, humanity's hopes for survival are growing fainter and fainter. Is there no one left who can stand up to the destructive force of Majin Buu? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z.
Woo! Booga, bang, bang!
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, with the wizard Babidi no longer acting as his puppeteer, the hideous Majin Buu set forth to destroy the world, and he came dangerously close. But somewhere beneath the surface of the Earth, the last hope of a savior was waiting. The world champion Mr. Satan emerged from his training facility, determined to put an end to Majin Buu's violent rampage. But his method of attack was quite different from any the Z fighters had thought to try. And, unfortunately, it was also less productive.
Who really like when the video game goes boom?
Wow, that's the part most people would hate. Yeah, you just enjoy your bath, Tubby. I got you right where I want you. I hope. He fetches that ball quick, doesn't he?
Hey,
That's one beast out of the way.
Why, I think that's Mr. Satan standing next to Majin Buu.
What happened to the puppy?
For the first time ever, Majin Buu had known the joys of friendship. Now, for the first time, he has experienced the pain of loss. Will the actions of this crazed madman send Buu on a vengeful spree of destruction? Or can Mr. Satan find a way to keep him from blowing his top?